In this video, we're going to be looking at squaring and cubing an index number. This is related to index rule number 3. I have 5 examples here that I want to go through with you. In each case, we have an index number inside a bracket, and we're going to either square that index number or cube that index number. There is one example which is different to this, where we are going to be raising an index number to the power of 4. Let's look at the first example on the top left-hand corner. We have 2 cubed in a bracket, and then it is raised to the power of 2, or it is squared. Now, the first thing we need to do is to think about what it means to square a number. When we square a number like 4, it means that we multiply it by itself. 4 squared is 4 times 4. So when we square 2 cubed, this is going to be equal to 2 cubed times 2 cubed. Now, when we do that, what we're going to do is, we know that 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2. And then we're multiplying that by another 2 cubed, which is another 2 times 2 times 2. Now I've put these two expressions in brackets just to show what each index number expanded looks like. But when we write it in full, we don't actually need the brackets. We've got 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. In other words, we are multiplying 2 by itself 6 times. Now we know in index form, we can write this as 2 to the power of 6. Now what I want you to do is to look at the 2 original powers we were using in the question. It was 2 cubed raised to the power of 2. So if we look at these 2 index numbers here, if I multiply them together, 3 times 2, I get 6. So a shortcut for this would be to take your 2 index numbers that you've got, your 2 powers that you've got, in other words 3 and 2, and multiply them together. This will give you the power of your answer. So let's apply this to the second example. We have 4 squared raised to the power of 2. Now rather than do this the way we did the previous example, which took us a bit of time, we're going to apply our rule. We're going to look at our 2 powers here, and we're going to multiply them together. 2 times 2 gives us 4. So this will equal 4 to the power of 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, so our answer is 4 to the power of 4. Let's try the same thing with the third example. Once again, this time we've got 3 squared to the power of 4. We focus on the 2 powers that we've got here, 2 and 4, and we multiply them together. So our answer is going to be 3 to the power of 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8, so our answer is 3 to the power of 8. Let's apply this rule to our last 2 examples. We have 5 to the power of 7 raised to the power of 3. Once again, focus on the powers, 7 and 3, and multiply them together. 7 times 3 gives me 21. So this will equal 5 to the power of 7 times 3, which is the same as 5 to the power of 21. Now our final example, 2 to the power of 6 raised to the power of 2. Focus on the powers and multiply them together. 2 times 6 gives us 12. So our answer is going to be 2 to the power of 6 times 2, which gives us 2 to the power of 12. This is what's known as the third index law. When we are taking an index number and then raising it to another power, what we do is we multiply the indices. This is the shortcut that we use to help us to come up with our answer. Our answers will always be in index form. I hope this makes the third index law clear for you and will make doing these sorts of examples very easy. Thanks for listening.